First, the world is mourning the death of Pope Francis. After an extended hospital stay just a few weeks ago, the Vatican releasing his death certificate, saying the 88-year-old died from a cerebral stroke, which led to his heart stopping.
From the United States to France, Mexico, and Francis's home country of Argentina, millions are gathering in the aftermath of his passing, the timing of which is particularly poignant. Just yesterday, he greeted thousands at St. Peter's Square on Easter Sunday, showing his unwavering dedication and care for the Catholic community.
Despite his health, he blessed the faithful from the balcony, spreading joy with his final Pope-mobile ride. Now, Francis's funeral will be held within a week in Rome. The College of Cardinals will soon meet for the conclave to elect his successor, continuing the legacy of unity and compassion Pope Francis embodied. Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter joins us live with how community members in Denver are remembering Pope Francis.
Danielle, people are remembering Pope Francis for his humility and efforts to reshape the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and while the world did watch as Pope Francis struggled with health issues over the years, still some parishioners we spoke to today say they were surprised by his death, especially since we had just seen and heard from him on Easter Sunday. Here on Easter Monday Mass, they also honored the Pope. The solemn sound of morning bells rang outside of the Cathedral Basilica of the Immaculate Conception in downtown Denver.
Certainly all of us were surprised this morning to wake up to the news that our Holy Father, Pope Francis, died.
Inside the cathedral, a place of mourning for Pope Francis has been created at the side altar, giving parishioners a space to leave flowers, light candles, and pray for the Pope.
Very moving to celebrate the Easter season yesterday and then come into a time of celebration for our church, but to awake to the news that the Pope had passed.
Dozens of people filled the pews to pray a rosary before a special mass was held.
Pope Francis was one who preached of the mercy of God, of one who reached out to the poor and the outcast, to the one who reached out to those who are on the peripheries of society.
The Most Reverend Samuel Aquella, Archbishop of Denver, honored the Pope and gave comfort to those mourning.
It was just a reminder to us of how fragile life is. One of the great impacts that he has had is an expansion of the College of Cardinals and who he has named as cardinals. And by appointing so many cardinals from many different countries rather than primarily Europe.
A legacy that will long be remembered.
He was humble. He can talk to everyone. He was close to everyone.
Now, the Archbishop was also asked what comes next for the Catholic Church. He responded that he doesn't know, but he does trust that it is in God's hands.
Danielle, as the world awaits Francis's funeral, what happens after is very much a part of protocol and pomp and circumstance, per se.
What can you tell us about the next steps in naming his successor?
Well, the process usually starts about 15 to 20 days after a pope's death. Then cardinals from all across the globe gather together in a private area in the Vatican City. They then vote, eventually burning those ballots with an additive that then creates that iconic white smoke that announces the pope's successor. Reporting live in Denver, I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.
And just scrolling through social media today, I saw a lot of Catholic believers saying they take comfort in that process. There's this time of mourning, and there's a specific time frame to name a new leader of the Catholic Church.
Tradition is comforting. Danielle, thank you for that report tonight. Looking closer, over 12 years, Pope Francis left a lasting impact on the Catholic Church. He is often called the People's Pope for his humility and advocacy for the poor. Pope Francis called for a greater role for women in the Church while still opposing women priests. His approach softened the Church's stance on LGBTQ issues, allowing blessings for same-sex couples.
Today, Colorado Governor Jared Polis said, quote, Pope Francis was a pillar of compassion and a champion in creating a more inclusive and welcoming gospel. adding, "It is my hope that Pope Francis's legacy will continue to help the Catholic Church lead in a healing and loving manner around the world, with new members and leaders of the Catholic Church continuing his work, leading the way with love and kindness," end quote. Reactions continue to pour in tonight over Pope Francis's passing. You can find that and follow all of the coverage right now on Denver7.com.